Hey everybody, welcome back to Zach UX, and in this episode we're going to be talking about sales calls and 3 tips that I use in my practice in talking to potential leads or prospects when I'm looking to onboard business for the agency I work with. Stay tuned for that. Hey everyone, so welcome back, and like I was saying in the intro, this episode is going to be about more the business side and the sales side of working in design in general. Obviously can be UX design, but this could work for any type of creative field that you're in or client service in general. You know, I was thinking I've done a lot so far with UX design, how I got into it, some of the things you can consider, user personas, design sprint, whatever. And I haven't had a chance to cover any of the business side yet. And I'm in a fortunate position where I get to work with an agency that does get a good amount of leads in. We do a fair amount of sales calls. And that experience combined with what I've learned from a couple of channels, the main one being The Future, with Christo kind of leading the way, I've been able to learn and apply some things in sales calls that has really helped me close some business for the agency I work for and get some things done in the sales front. So these are 3 things that I do, or the 3 mindsets or mentalities that I have going into every call I have with a potential lead or prospect. So the first thing that I focus on is I don't prescribe, or I don't come in with a prescription mentality when I get on the phone with a lead. And what I mean by that is that, you know, most of the time when someone is contacting us at Toy, they have most likely a digital experience, a website, a product, something along those lines. They want to work on something. So we're in the fortunate position where we don't have to like oversell our services or anything like that. That being said, when we do get on the phone with someone, I'm not immediately coming in like, oh, they need a website, they need to upgrade their product. You know, maybe they need something totally different than what we offer. That's my point, and I just really am looking to listen to them first and really hear about some of the things that they're looking to get done and looking to focus on, you know, when growing their business, and seeing how that would connect with some of the things that we could offer them, or some, you know, ways we could help them from an agency perspective. So, you know, it's really important that you come in with an open mind. So if you do logos, don't automatically think, hey, I'm going to make them a logo, or I'm going to make them a website, right? It's like, you know, obviously you're good at what you do with your services, and you may have a specific set of services like we do. That being said, have an open mind and don't, you know, prescribe a solution before you hear about the problems. So that really leads to step 2, is that come in with the mentality that you're going to ask questions. Ask a lot of questions in your sales process, your first call, your second call, how many sales calls that you do, right? So what I mean by that is that I have a set of questions that I like to go to. They're not always the same, for every call. I just know that based on, you know, the kind of company or person I'm talking to, and, you know, maybe some of the needs they have, and then actually listening during a conversation. Again, I'm not prescribing. I am, you know, making sure that I'm asking the right questions and a good amount of questions during the sales call. Again, I'm not waiting for my turn to speak. I'm waiting for my turn to ask and listen more. You know, again, going back to something I've learned from The Future and from Chris, is that the person who is asking more questions and doing the listening is actually has more control over the conversation overall. You know, so I know that seems maybe counterintuitive, but really, if you're getting more information from a potential lead than you're giving, then you're already creating this potential partnership or relationship where you're able to work together potentially. So rather than saying, oh, we'll do X, Y, and Z, you're asking questions and you're listening, and you're actually probably coming up with some ideas and some solutions, granted high-level solutions, on that first call. And they might be getting excited about how you operate and what you do just simply by asking questions and really listening to the answers of those questions. So super important tip for me, always be in like kind of that inquisitive mindset, asking questions. And that kind of ties in with that first point in not prescribing. So putting those two together, if you're coming in with an open mind, ready to ask a lot of questions or ready to learn, you're probably going to have a better sales call. Like, or the chances of you getting a further interest or closing the business does go up when you just showing some genuine curiosity about the business, about the brand or the product or whatever that you could potentially work on with that lead. So, this is maybe another no-brainer, but a big step number 3 that I've implemented into my sales process or our sales process at Toy is to just make sure you're consistently following up with a lead. So I think there is this general inclination that you should maybe only have one call and then maybe send out a proposal or an SOW, something along those lines. And that might be true in some scenarios, especially maybe if the budget isn't that big or the deliverable list isn't that large. But from my experience, if the engagement has a healthy budget tied to it, there's probably there's gonna be the necessity to have more than one conversation. So, it's what we do at Toy is that we follow up, without kind of being like super annoying or overly kind of, buggy in a way where we're not like emailing or calling a lead every day. We might just check in every few days, definitely like schedule up a follow-up call after the first call and then a follow-up call after we send a proposal, just to, again, ask more questions and actually give the prospect an opportunity to maybe state some concerns or some considerations in hiring an agency like us. So this is just another way for you to kind of really address all of the things that they're thinking about when they're hiring an agency, because this goes back to the idea of empathy and creativity, especially in UX design, that just understand that and empathize with the lead is that they're spending some money, and that in a lot of cases it's going to be a decent amount of money, and they're in a situation where they got to make a low risk decision, or they want to make a low risk decision, and making a decision of spending a lot of money can be stressful, and there's going to be a lot to consider. So coming in with that empathy is going to go a long way. And if you could even just partner up with the prospect in that journey of selecting an agency, again, will go a long way of them feeling comfortable with you before you even have signed a proposal or a scope of work document. There's been a couple of instances where we, at Toy, had maybe told someone that was potentially looking to work with us, like, hey, if we don't end up being a good fit, if you want to run some other, freelancers or agencies by us, and get, if you're looking for like an extra second opinion on something, we would love to do that, just as our way of saying we're here to help, and we know that the process of selecting an agency can be stressful and daunting. So, following up, asking questions, not prescribing, is all kind of tied into this word empathy again, and just really understanding and feeling for the people that you might potentially work with. So on that note, short and sweet video today, but I did want to start getting into some business stuff that I get to do on a weekly, daily basis at Toy. I'm fortunate to have experience both in the design end and in the actual kind of sales agency business end. So I want to start bringing some of the business stuff to some of these videos. So you'll, every once in a while see more of kind of like what you can do as maybe an agency owner or a business representative at an agency, or maybe you're looking to maybe bring some sales tactics and convincing someone in your company to maybe run a sprint, try a new product. something like that. I think these tactics can work even in like non-sales scenarios as well. So, thank you for watching, and really appreciate the support as the channel is growing. I would definitely appreciate a like and a share, for not just this video, but for the channel in general. And I'm always open to getting ideas for things to discuss, whether it's going to UX or product related, tech, or like we were just talking about today, business related. So if you have some things you want me to discuss or any questions you want me to answer, feel free to leave a comment in the the comment section below. And other than that, I hope you guys are crushing it out there and making awesome stuff as a designer or engineer or product manager. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got today. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.